So we've looked at all the different apps, and now what we're going to do is we're going to look at them more in detail and what I've done for you. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to open up this Google Chrome, and this is your standard browser. And I had that set up, sorry about that. It should open up to something that looks more like this. And every day this background here might change on you. They call these themes. So I've got a different theme, and that should change just about every day. And what I've got along the top, I've got some what's called tabs, or bookmarks actually. So each one of these will open up a different tab. It's kind of like having a bookmark in your dictionary or something. And then put a couple there, just some guesswork. And we'll open this up and take a look. So if you want to open up a new tab, that's what this plus sign here is. That opens up a new tab, and you have all sorts of tabs open. So you can have a bunch of tabs open, but the more you have open, the more works your battery, and it slows things down. But you have to have a lot of tabs open to slow things down. So anyway, this first one here, if you click it, it takes you to the login page of your email for Bill at thirdrailcartoons.com. So you would type that in there, Bill, blah, 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 and then you put your password. So that's the old one. So here, when we click a new tab open, so we've got 3 tabs. Now if you want to just click this Amazon one, it'll take you right to Amazon, and you can log into your account there. Be sure to, and then same here for GameStop. I got a GameStop, so you click that one. It'll take you right to, GameStop.com, and then you can log into your account as it loads up. And we got Best Buy. You see, we got all these windows and tabs open, which is wonderful, And again, you don't see all those tabs at the bottom here because you're already inside one of these tabs. So, want to open up a new tab, we click that little plus sign, and it's a brand new starting point. And then that's all your presets there. So, and then I got Microsoft Office, which lets you work on Microsoft documents and make Excel spreadsheets. So here, whether you want to use Word or you can use Word or Excel or PowerPoint. So you can play with those. Those are kind of the most common ones. And then I got the sharper image for you based on our call this morning. So it's going to load up. And again, these are just convenient little bookmarks to get to. And then I just kind of preloaded for you a little page on Madden NFL. So that's from EA Sports or EA Com, so that's the actual site. So, and then and a couple more I got there. So if you ever want to know about your Chromebook, I put a tab here. This is from Best Buy. So this will take you to their page where it talks about your Chromebook. So this is your Chromebook. Again, it was on sale for $129 versus $299, so it's pretty fantastic. So if you want to read about it, that's the tab, and that'll last as long as they have it there. Now, when you got all these multiple tabs open, a couple things you can do. If you got all the tabs open, you want to close them. Say we don't care about a new tab, and we don't care about the Asus one, we don't care about Madden, and we don't care about the sharper image. We don't care about that, but we want to stay on Best Buy, so we want to close these tabs. You're going to click with 2 fingers just at the same time. Just double click, boom, while you're on the tab, and it's going to bring up that menu. So you see that? So I'm going to click with 2 fingers. Boom, and it brings up that menu. In that menu, you have a lot of choices. So you can open up new tabs, add tabs. You can add tabs to make a group. So it's kind of like I have a file folder with a lot of tabs inside of it, which you may eventually want to do. You can duplicate it, so you can copy it. And you can also, in the bottom right here, close this tab or close other tabs, or more importantly, close one to the right. So we want to close all these ones to the right. So I'm going to one-click that button, and all those tabs will disappear. And that just cleans things up a little bit. And same thing with this. So for this new tab here, We'll close that because we're not using it. Boom. Sign in. Don't think we really need that. So there's some of your tabs. Now for basic searching, of course, you got your you got all the everything at your fingertips here. So if you wanted to look about Arizona, you just start typing things in, you know, boom, and then of course you can go from here and select things. And so one of the gestures is scrolling. You're going to use, put two fingers and you can scroll down, which is really nice. So if I want to look at that whole page, let's see if we can focus here. Let's do it. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just scrolling down by taking two fingers and dragging them so I can go up and down, which is nice. So you see that? I've got my two fingers and I'm just going up and down. And that you're going to use that a lot. And it works on the web. It doesn't work on every page, every part of every page, but for the most part it works. So if you want to scroll down, you don't have to drag this little bar off here to the right that pops up. In Chrome, it's easier. Just use your two fingers, scroll up and scroll down. So if I want to see something here, I just give it a single click, boom, and it'll open up Wikipedia on Arizona. So some things that are really cool about your web browser is up in the top right here. You've got a bunch of options. If you ever want to save a page as a favorite, right here, the edge of this browser bar here, right there, you click this star. And so it says Arizona Wikipedia, and where do you want to save it? There's a bookmarks bar. That's that bookmarks bar at the top we saw, or another folder, because you can set up multiple folders. And so we'll just keep the bookmarks bar, and you can create more folders. But if you want to save this, say, hey, I really like this Arizona page. I found it. I don't have to navigate back to it. I can just do that, and I'll go done. Now you see next time you log on to a new tab, to get a new tab, you can see, sure enough, there's Arizona, and now it's just set as a quick tab. So you click it once, and you're on that Wikipedia page. So it's kind of nice. Other things that are kind of nice here on the top right of the browser is this option, the three dots here. You'll see these three dots. You click that, and you can open up new tabs and kind of stuff. But what's also kind of fun is you got history. So if you were browsing and you're only in one browser and you looked at a bunch of stuff, you can click your history and you can see, hey, where you were earlier today. And so you can go back to it, and say, oh, I want to go back to this page called extensions. And so you go to it and you click it, and it'll bring you right back to that page. So that's really kind of convenient. Back to the Arizona page. The other thing, a couple of nice things here when you click this three-dot menu. Print can save your page as a PDF. Cast, don't worry about. Find is really nice. If you have a page with a bunch of words on it, and like Arizona, and you just want to say, well, population, you type the word, click find, and a little bubble will open up. And so from here, what you're going to do is then type the word population in, P-O-P-U, and as I type, you can see it's already starting to find words that match with those four letters, so right there. And this says there are 40 instances of this P-O-P-U, and I'm going to keep on just typing the whole word. I don't really probably need to at this point. Well, population. So if I want to see every place in the document there's the word population, I just scroll down, and every time I click this arrow, you'll see that as I'm clicking that arrow, I'll go back up. So every time the word population is in a document, you'll see it, which is kind of cool. So it's a nice way to search. And if I want to type about weather, Weather. So, and then here you can see I got weather. So that's a handy feature to have when you want to search for some information that's on a web page. Later on, you may be interested in settings, to change some of the settings, but that's where that is, and that just opens a big dialog in Chrome. You can adjust how you want your settings to look, but I've got it all set up for you, and I think you should be all set. So that's the first one. That's the first app. And then up here, you got 3 different symbols. This is called minimize, and this makes it a different shape, and this closes it. So that's called restore. So anyway, if you want to just shrink this window, you would click this little bar. It doesn't close it, it just puts it in the background. So you just click that here and boom, and it shrinks. Now you can tell you got one of the windows open because underneath the Chrome browser there's just a little white dot. That means you're using this. You see that little white line? There's no white line underneath the rest of them, but there is underneath that. So you click that back open and you're back to where you were. All your different tabs. So that's Chrome browser. The other thing that's really cool about Chrome browser is as we look at this, as we scroll up and down now, I'm using my 2-finger scroll. You use it a lot. Just 2 fingers, and it just makes you scroll. So we'll scroll up a little bit here. If you're having a hard time reading something, the cool thing about Chrome browser that is kind of like your iPhone is you can zoom in by reverse pinching it. And so I'm going to put my fingers together and reverse pinch, and I zoom in. And I'm just zooming in, and I make something as big as I want. And so to go the opposite way, I go from outward in. You see now, it's going back to normal size. So if I wanted to see this picture here, I could just zoom in and then, so that's that, which is pretty cool. And then I'm just using my 2 fingers to go left and right when I zoom in like that. So just scrolling with 2 fingers. And then if I want to go up and down the picture, oops, I just do this, and you see I'm scrolling up and down. And then if I'm like, oh, okay, I've seen enough, I want to go back normal, then I just kind of pinch it back to normal. So that's pretty cool. That's really neat. Nice, neat function. Nice, neat feature. So if you're like, that's really hard to read, you know, you just gotta reverse pinch it again, start here and spread out like this. You can see it's just getting bigger. So that's really nice. Very nice. And then back down. So kind of nice. The other way to zoom in and out is you got under the settings here, you get the zoom feature, and you can also zoom in by clicking, you know, plus or minus. There's 90, you can see it's getting bigger, 100, 120, that kind of thing. You see it just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then sometimes if you double click, it'll bring it back to 0, but I guess not. So we'll bring it back to 100. And then this is a interesting little button. What this does is it kind of puts full screen mode. It gets rid of all these little tabs at the top and your search bars and stuff at the bottom. So you click this full screen mode. You see all those tabs at the top disappeared and all the junk at the bottom disappeared. So that way, if you don't want all that distraction, and then when you click it again, if you bring your cursor up to the top, that whole bar pops back down. So just move your cursor to the top, and it'll bring all those tabs and menu back. And then if you want to get back to normal viewing, you click those three, and you go. Yeah, I think that should do it. Well, actually, you can zoom in and stuff, and boom. All right, and you're back. You just toggle it on and off. So that's that.